Can you also be considered a democracy if you effectively criminalize the opposition, ban a political party, the PTI, Imran Khan's party, from running for office, impose a media blackout on them, arrest and detain hundreds of party members, and of course put their leader, Imran Khan, the former prime minister of your country, in prison on very questionable charges, many of which have been dropped or overturned on appeal over the years, as you know. I wonder, are you banning and cracking down on the PTI because you're worried about how popular they are?
We live in a very open era, and we can do some research on our own. I think if you open my video and then open your chat GPT as well, you can eventually search for a lot of things. But sadly, people sort of live in this empty shell where they want to believe that their political party is doing a good job. And one sad example of this political party is the PMLN, that has been failing ever since they got in. Their only agenda, like I say, is part of their revenge policies that they do. Anyways, Pakistan has sort of struggled under the corruption, cronism, and elite domination. Among those often in the spotlight are Nawaz Sharif, Shehbaz Sharif, and their inner circle. And if you go down to the recent interview with Mehdi Hasan and our defense minister, Khawaja Asif, it'll just lay bare of how disconnected and reactive their political machinery is for PMLN. That's what I'm saying.
But is it fair to stop one party that you don't like?
We're not. They have access to the judiciary.
They're not even allowed to use their own symbol when they run for office. Come on.
No, I've been in prison for 6 months without any charge.
You have been?
Yeah.
I mean, all the politicians. But that's the problem with Pakistan. You all imprison each other every time they come to power.
You know,
so why do it to Imran Khan? If it was unjust to you, isn't it unjust to Khan?
Now, let's remind all of you of the high-profile controversies that have been taking place. And there are a lot of key names involved in these controversies. For example, if you take in Panama or Avonfield and Al Aziza references, which implicated Nawaz Sharif and his children, Maryam, Hussain, Hassan, and offshore companies that are tied to their London properties. What does it remind us? Anyways, this is not just it. If you open up the LNG or the energy deal, which probes names of officials which were part of their political party, for example, Shahid Khaqan Abbasi, Abid Saeed, Mubin Salat, and Anglo executives as well, and gas company leaders such as Zohair Ahmed Siddiqui. They were involved as participants in, say, allegedly skewed contracts that were made. In Punjab itself, we have the Ashiana Iqbal housing scandal, which implicated firms like ECSP, which means Engineering Consultancy Services Punjab, and officials like Fawad Hassan Fawad. Look, key names, all of them. And then we also had Ahad Khan Chima, and who else? Shehbaz Sharif, who was himself arrested by NAB in 2018 over that reference. Each of these controversies involve large sums and, opaque procurements and allegations of back channel payments. And reminding you that this keeps happening every time that they get in and serve Pakistan. Many of these still remain under the appeal and legal contestation. But the pattern, this is where I want you to go. The pattern is always the same. Power, contracts, and the alignment of benefits. If you go and watch the clip between Mehdi Hasan and Khawaja Asif, where in the recent interview, the renowned journalist Mehdi Hasan literally pressed the Pakistan defense minister on key issues. And as always, the result is revealing. Asif struggled to answer simple, fundamental questions about strategy, about accountability, and of course, who is pulling the strings. At one point, Mehdi even asked, "Are you saying your strategic future is with China rather than the US?" And do you know Asif's response? Just wavered. Another moment where he contradicted early claims about former Prime Minister of Pakistan, Imran Khan, and his operations being in India, which shows inconsistency in the narrative of the said government. I would say this was just not a simple stumble. They have these general stumbles on the daily. It exposes how shallow the answers are when the elite interest takes control. And that too, behind the scenes.
But Amnesty International said in a report last year that it has found a pattern of weaponization of the legal system to keep Imran Khan under detention. And it's not just Amnesty. You're here in New York attending the UN General Assembly. The UN's own working group on arbitrary detention said last year that there was no legal basis for Khan's imprisonment. They called it arbitrary. They called it a violation of international law. What is your response to those UN experts? While you're here in New York for the UN, what do you say to them?
Well, I think they have an opinion with which I disagree.
Their opinion is that you're breaking the law.
No, we are not breaking the law.
Pakistan is in violation of international law.
No.
That's what they said last year.
Now, that interview highlighted three deeper truths that we need to be clear of. Number one, the lack of vision or independent narrative. Instead of articulating a coherent foreign strategic direction, Asif had deflected and contradicted everything. Number two, it shows the elite control over policy levers. Real decisions are being made behind doors, with Khawaja Asif serving as the frontman only. Which is sad. I would say Asif is like a spokesperson who can't go stray away from what these elites want. Number three, politicians as reactive. They're not proactive. Simple. The ruling party, I would say, seems pulled along by elites, financial bureaucratic, military bureaucratic, and rather than setting their own agenda, they're just here and there listening to the elites. So when we talk about Sharif's corruption, it's not just about money. It's about structure of control. The Sharifs, their associates, and ministries like defense or power become the gears through which elite agendas are executed. Now, I want you to do something. I want you to go and watch that interview. And it will definitely combine them with what I've told you about the LNG deals, the cases, and you'll realize the picture of our system is cleared, where contracts are engineered for cronies, ministries comply to the elites, politicians recite talking points, and the country ultimately pays the price. Nawaz Sharif's disqualification and conviction, Shehbaz's arrest, and the names of his executives and bureaucrats involved, they're all a piece of this machinery. So I would say that Mehdi Hasan's interview was more than just a simple optics. It was a snapshot of a political class that can't even think freely. And only dance to the tunes, like in the circus, these monkeys are dancing. The Sharif's legacy, however, is more than a personal wealth. It's a legacy of elite capture, institutional erosion, and stunted democracy. If we as Pakistani want to move forward, it must reclaim its narrative. Hold every institution accountable, whether it be the defense, whether it be the politicians, whosoever. They all must be accountable, and we must demand real answers, not just rehearse those justifications that we hear every single time. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. Share this if you want more transparency, and tell me, do you see Sharif as a corrupt leader, a corruption capture, or political stratagem? Drop your thoughts. And don't mimic their voices. Don't just say Yehudi agenda to one person, because we have opened up of what actual Yehudi agenda was and how they succeeded in using these political people as part of their own machinery.